has come in today, and she's had quite a lot going on. Let's just close that door. We'll just wait till he goes away.
It's okay from there.
Yes, it's all right. And one of Elaine's treatments that she really loves, that I would do with her sometimes, is my star system treatment. And that's when the client is lying like this. We'll do a cranial head release. I'll be working with her hands coming into the arms. And then I do foot reflexology, and sometimes I incorporate it coming up into the legs as well. And it's a really great treatment for relaxation, for stress, for putting lots of love, protection, and just letting that person's energy just open out. And it's as well when they can't be bothered with a massage. You know, they just want to receive purely, and like we were talking yesterday, they don't want to talk to you. They just want to lie and completely receive. So what I'm going to do is to get my fingers. Now your little finger is too small to get involved. So this is your dry work, so there's no oil, okay? So I've got my 3 fingers here on either side of the spine. I'm coming up the spine, and I'm just lifting her head in at the hairline, the occipital ridge, and you just encourage your client just to breathe. Okay, now the force of gravity that is pulling her head down on my fingers is quite enough, okay, with the breath. So just focusing on that breathing, Elaine. That's nice. Now, as she starts to breathe again, because the brain is the control center for the head, already I'm picking up Elaine, okay? And she's got a little bit of tension. You'll feel it vibrating in you, what's going on with them. If your chest starts to vibrate, it means that the client has anxiety, okay? And you would need to be working on the chest and the back. With Elaine, and I know Elaine very well, what I am getting is a sensation around about the top of my eyebrows, okay? So she's got a little bit going on. It's not bad at all. And she has a little bit going on in her heart chakra as well, but it's not bad at all, okay? And again, the clients will energetically tell you what's happening with them when they trust you. So having people's confidence, and when people feel you and they're confident with you, all of a sudden when you touch them, they'll just give themselves over to you, okay? Alright, so that's been about 45 seconds now, and what I can tell you is this side of the neck is nice and soft, and this side is tighter, because you can feel as the head sinks in how it's soft now, okay? Now to deepen it, what we can do is a little tilt. So all of my 3 fingers are pressing further into the area of the occipital ridge and the hairline, okay? Now as it's soft now, what I'm doing with both hands is I've slightly replaced my fingers now, not on band 1, band 2, band 3, but I've moved them slightly further out, because as the soft tissue is changing, I can feel I need to move further out. So my 3 fingers now are probably on what we would call band 2, band 3 and band 4. I've moved slightly out on both ways. And as it softens again, we can tilt just to encourage that loosening off, okay? Now I can feel my fingers beginning to take a bit of a reaction. So it's quite difficult, and you need to have strong hands to be able to hold people's heads in this position. And again, it's with time that your fingers will get stronger and you'll learn to do this, okay? The average head, they say, weighs roughly 12 to 14 pounds. So that's roughly a stone that you're working with your fingers, okay? So if you start to feel your hands reacting, sometimes I'll even take them away if I'm doing this for an hour and just like shake it out, okay? Now, the focus is on this side. This is quite soft. The focus is here, okay? So now what I'm doing, I'm getting my power finger, okay? We need this power finger. And I'm going to come up. This side I'm just going to cradle. This other side I'm using my power finger here. And I'm coming up band 1. And then what I'm doing is I'm tracking band 1, band 2, band 3. Where it's tight, again, I'm just using the power finger and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to flex and extend up and down. I'm going to use my rotations until it softens. Okay, so that's like step 2, where you start to get more specific with the bands. Okay, so I've got my power finger, it's coming up. This side is cradling, this side now I'm tracking. Right, there's band 1, nah, nothing going on there. Right, band 2, yes, you can feel the texture change. So I'm making a hook that looks like this with my power finger, and I'm hooking in now behind the band, and I'm just using again the force of gravity with her head. So her head's on the bed, I've not lifted the head up, and now I'm coming in with my excavation. So I'm pushing further into that. That feels quite nice, okay? Again, nice deep breaths, Elaine, just breathing in. Okay, so that's now softened. I'm now going from band 2 over to band 3. It's not too bad. Whoa, okay, nothing on band 3, but let's call it band 4. So I'm moving further out. Okay, so you can certainly feel this is really tight. Again, nice deep breaths, Elaine, just breathing into that. And I'm using excavation again, just to encourage that to loosen off.
So you're using the power finger on both sides?
No, this side.
Just this side?
Yeah, it's just this side here. My hand is nice and flat, and I'm just supporting the head. So I'm focusing on the area that's quite tight. Okay, so that's quite nice. I'm going to take my hands away now. As it continues to loosen because you're pushing in with your finger, I'm going to come back in now with my power finger on both sides. And on both sides now, this side and this side, right, I'm just going to double check. Okay, now what's happening is this side is now loosening, and this side, it because I've not worked on it, you can feel that it's a little bit tight. Okay? I'm on band 2. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I'm about band 2, and what I'm doing with my power finger on band 2 is I'm just pulsing and bringing the head back to me. So I'm pulsing band 2 this side, band 2 this side at the same time. It's very subtle, okay, and it feels so good for the client. Okay, here we go again. There we go, band 2. Nice deep breath, Elaine, that's it. And as I'm pulsing, you can just see me slightly coming back. So I'm using my own body weight just to push into that. Very nice. Okay, now on to band 3. Okay, and again, I'm just pulsing back. I'm doing a little bit of excavation on both sides just to open it out. So this is quite intuitive work when you're feeling what's going on now, okay? That's how I've stripped right in there at the occipital ridge, right in there. Now what I'm doing, so we've done here, right in, band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4. That's feeling a lot softer now. Now what I'm doing is where you come up to band 1, I'm coming slightly down, okay? The area that sits a finger below that. And we're going to be doing the same movements there, just sitting slightly under the occipital ridge. We need to work slightly under as well, because the area we're working on is so small and so specific. You actually need to be able to catch it under, slightly under too, okay? So coming up again, there we go. Not coming up to the occipital ridge,
So
just...
the underlying tissue you try to touch from the bigger band or from the bands, what you call band 1, band 2,
Yes,
band 3,
yes,
the underlying.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be working with different areas of the muscle group. So whilst these areas here now have gone into a state of looseness because you're working so specifically there,
Yes.
now you just want to move slightly further down. And when you feel it, when you work on your bodies yourself, you'll feel how it changes in softness, okay? Alright, so here we go. I'm on band 1, slightly further down. And now interestingly, it's this side that's holding more, okay? So I've now got my power finger. I'm on band 2. And again, I'm just holding my power finger just in there on band 2, and just breathe into that. Watch the client's breathing, they'll tell you what's going on with the breathing. And again, you need to be present with the client, feeling them, tuning in. And now I'm going to take her into excavation. So I'm making little rotations with the power finger. Okay, now you see me doing this. What's happening is, when the client starts to release, again, it will come into you. So the way that I work is when I'm picking up stress or anything that's kind of negative, can be toxins as well, it always hits behind my eyes. And it's like you get a little bit of a nip. Okay, there's nothing wrong, it's just energy that's moving. Okay? Alright, here we go again. And if you get that, it's normal. Just kind of like close your eyes and just look away. Okay, so that's that gone now. Now, as we move further into band 3, you're going to see me just not rock the head back and forth. And again, I'm picking up band 3 and anchoring just under, that's nice, just under the occipital ridge. Can you feel that, Elaine? Yeah. So again, I'm sitting about that much under the occipital ridge. I've got my power finger in band 3 and it's just holding, and you can feel scale of 10. Where are you there?
About a 3.
She's about a 3, but you can feel it's certainly not a 1. And again, as I'm pressing into it, I start to feel my head releasing, vibrating. So she's been quite busy, but I've not seen her in quite some time. And you can use your excavation as well. Okay. We can also as well elevate the head, and I'm holding there in at band 3. Now when I raise the head and hold it, you can press further into band 3 in that way. We can also tilt. We can also bring the head onto band 3 to really press into it. Okay? Again, you would hold that for maximum 45 seconds, deep breath into it. And as it softens, we can also then bring the head onto the other side, taking your hand away, holding in at band 3, and stretching down just to allow that just to open out even more. So you stretch in, and then you stretch out. And again, letting the head just come back, and bringing your hands out, give it a bit of a shake. Okay. And now we're going to go back in again. I'm going to get my 3 fingers here, and I'm going to be checking to see how it feels now. Okay. So we're always looking for a state of looseness. Now you see the way that I've really raised her head there. Okay, let me show you again. So before we were working with the head flat, right? And then I was working with it a little bit raised, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so your advanced movement, once you've done more of that work, because we want to create more depth for the traction, is to bring your fingers in, get the heel of your hand and really elevate the head. Okay, so the heel parts of my hand.
The heels hold the head.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm raising the head up even more, and now with my 3 fingers, you can see me, I'm coming in band 1, band 2, band 3. And I've really raised the head there to create more gravity so that her head really sinks into my fingers. And again, this side, it feels pretty nice. This side, you can really feel. Okay, so I'm going to move into that. It's really holding on this side. So as you elevate the head and you press into it, it creates more depth of pressure. And you're just very patient and you work with the breath. Again, as the tension leaves the client, you can feel it coming into you. When I do that, I also take a deep breath and you breathe it away, because I don't want Elaine's energy field to stay with me for the rest of the day. And now I'm coming on to the other side, and I'm also keeping my fingers locked in on this side, okay? Now this side, I've slipped slightly more, not on band 1, band 2, band 3, I've came on to now 2, 3 and 4. I've moved slightly further out. I'm going to come back onto it again. And that's feeling quite nice now. So we look for the change in the tissue. Okay. Now I'm coming in with my power finger again, and I'm going to check all of these bands. That's much better now. Okay, you feel the difference? Yeah. So the clients will feel the difference too. Again now, I'm coming on to band 3 on both sides. I've got my hook on, and again, I'm pulling back into the hook. So the head will slightly move like this, both on band 3. Nice, okay, and now I'm coming on to band 4. Slightly below as well, I'm not straight in at the occipital ridge, just slightly low. Okay, there we go. And that's feeling a lot nicer now. Now your last step, your very last step, come in with your power finger. If you need to, you can give the head a little bit of rocking here. Okay? And now I'm tracking with my power finger band 1, band 2, band 3. And interestingly, I'm here on this side on band 2, okay? I can feel it changing. With this, because it's quite slow and specific, the muscle tissue will change all the time as you start to loosen it off. Now your more advanced movement, again I'm on this side on band 2, is to anchor in with your hook on band 2. You can hold your belly on the client and just hold it like that on band 2. And then very slowly you can take her over to the other side. And then you can push down, and that gives a nice stretch out in there. And just gently coming back, just relaxing. Could you go and open those doors for me again, please? Could you open those ones for me, please? Let's get some air in. Thank you. Lovely. Bit of air. Okay, so that's your more advanced move where you hook, you stand up, you take it to the other side, and then you press in. Okay, so just coming back in again with my power finger. That's much nicer now. Okay, and that's smoothed out. Now that's your dry work. Okay, so that's you just purely working with no oil and just the contact. You need the traction. Now you just want to get a little bit of cream, because what we want to do is to slip up and down, band 1, band 2, band 3, and this can feel very nice, okay?
You start from the upper neck and then you move just like
yes, yeah, so we're just like finger effleuraging up and down, band 1, band 2, band 3. And then I'm finger effleuraging and coming over here, over the occipital ridge, and then just below the occipital ridge and using just below there as well, okay? Now as it starts to soften, yeah, it's really quite nice. Again, as it softens, you'll become aware of other areas, and it's more now band 4 here on the outside. So again, I'm using my hook on, and I'm just pulling back a little bit into that band 4. Nice, okay. And then at the very end, we can just give it a nice stretch and an elevation. Relax. Okay. And then we can create a hook under the hairline. Just let it settle. It'll be starting to just loosen after those big stretches, so just wait a few seconds, let it settle, and then you want to hook under here and then hook here at the front, and then very gently we're just going to pull the head towards you. It's very gentle, okay? Obviously, when you do your client consultation, if your clients have any damage here in the C-spine, and the damage would be these terms: herniated disc, slip disc, prolapse disc, dehydrated discs, you wouldn't do any of the big moves, okay? You can work with the movements on band 2, band 3, band 4, but you wouldn't be working closely on band 1 and band 2. It's way too much, okay? Again, if stuff
just
like this...
soft decompression.
Yeah. So again, it's not completely contraindicated. If somebody was in the process of waiting for an MRI to find out exactly what the problem was, I wouldn't do the treatment until you know exactly what it was. If it was newly herniated, they really should be seeing a chiropractor or an osteopath to help them with the herniation. You can, again, always err on the side of caution. If the person was used to the condition, if they were on medication, if they had massive migraines and they couldn't see and they were having problems sleeping, you can do this, but don't do the big stretches and stick with band 3, band 4, band 5, okay? So again, just this is why you need the mentor, okay? You still need to be able to talk to somebody, because if you do it wrong, you can cause massive problems if you open the hernias in the neck. You can cause huge pain coming into the arm, the person's arm. They won't be able to move the arm, and they'll get very sick in the head.
Do you use this, or do you have used this in the past time as the first treatment for some clients?
Yes, yeah, oh yeah. Often I'll have days where I'm just working with the cranial head release, and you'll find when you start working professionally, like you'll have a month of people coming in that have all got sciatica, and then the next month it's all shoulder injuries, and then the next month it's all neck injuries. It kind of comes in waves, and then you'll have another month where you get lots of different people coming in. But yeah, I sit and I love working like
So
this.
especially if someone is coming with neck pain, is this it's a good...
Yes, you can start in this way, and then if you do like half an hour like this, 20 minutes, half an hour, then turn them over, and then we can work in at the neck with the bands like I showed you.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
do you want to come? You want to give it a
Okay,
go?
yes. I just go to